Today,
Sir,
yes,
will we create the multiple tables today and actually the
yeah,
joining and all like
yeah,
the
yeah,
table,
yeah.
right?
That's what I was trying to teach you. Okay, so you can see this was our user controller where we add one user. Okay, uh, from your experience, you all have this code, right? Do you think this code is a good one for any industry standard, or we need to do some more changes in this code? Because we are doing multiple things, right? We are adding a logger to our application. We are validating the data, and then we are saving the data. But do you think this code will work if I give this to our client, or give this code to our team leads, like to for verification, like whether my code is good or not? Anything else do we need to do here while saving our code in database, like by creating any user in database?
One thing,
Yeah,
okay, actually the ACID property transaction control should actually do. Transaction control means during the time of save, okay, if all the parameters are not being validated, okay, or the parameters are not having the correct data, then it can be rolled back.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Transaction rollback we can implement, but I'm talking about the logics. Okay, the logics which I implemented, whether it's a right one, or do we need to update it further? See, first step what we did, we validate. Then what we did, we create a model and then we save, right? But I think this thing, when we use this code methodology or this way, we can face in trouble. How? We
If
can have,
already user if already exists, then it is problem. So we have to check
yeah,
first.
yeah, when user already exists, then we may have a problem. Okay, very good. Secondly, for update also, we haven't done the update. Okay, let me change my code to another project. That would be better, because I think we are good now to understand some of the advanced logics. Okay, since we know the basics, so let's move to the advanced one. Uh, suppose we have a admin. Okay, we have an admin board where we are creating an admin user. So the thing which I was telling earlier on, whenever we are doing save, okay, to a user then we have to check whether those entity or those data uh, which are unique, we should be unique, we should not be duplicated. We have to check that, and then we have to do insert, right? Like for admin, if this is his schema, I mean, it has first name, last name, password, address, email id, mobile number, and admin type. So if this is his schema, before entering inserting into the tables, what we have to check, we have to check uh, some kind of validation. What I have checked here, I have checked here, like whether email id or mobile number is already exist in uh, the table or not, right? If it does not exist, if I get a length 0, meaning if it does not exist, then only I am inserting, else I am responding back, like this mobile number or email id already exists. Okay, anybody have anything to do, anything to tell, I mean, regarding this, and to use the or operations? I think this is the query. Okay, let me paste you the query. This would be helpful. Okay, so this will be our or query. So whenever we will insert, mean add into the database, if it's a user or anything, where we want to have a uniqueness, right? So first we have to check. First we have to validate the data whether we are getting the proper data or not. If that is fine, then again we have to do a second level validation. That is a DB level validation. Okay, whether those name and email ID or phone number, anything which we want to unique, that exists or not. If it does not exist, then only we have to say we are good. Anybody have
Then
any question? Yeah.
then having admin validation, what it is doing?
Admin validation checking the data whether these data are coming, or it is giving a blank value, like whether mobile number or email ID is coming or not. Okay, whether the user sending or not those data, password, whether the user sending a password or not. So those kind of validation we are doing here.
Okay.
Okay.
Sir,
Yeah.
sir, from today onwards, during the time you are actually checking it on the postman. Okay, the curl you are using on the body. Okay, so can you paste it because it is not it cannot be commit. Okay, so better whatever the body you are using. Okay, the example of curl. Can you
Today we will try to implement a swagger. Okay, and I will tell you how to implement. Then for each and every URL, you have to implement that. Okay, you have to create your own swagger. Don't worry.
okay?
Today onward, we will not use Postman. Okay, or you will not use the Postman. You have to use swagger. So this is the case. And again, if we want to if you want to update any user, what we need to do? If you want to update any user, see, this is our update code. Okay. Okay, what I did during update means same thing. Mean actually there should be some validation over here. We have to check. We have to do the data validation, and then here again before updating into tables. What I did, I checked like the given email ID and mobile number whether it exists on another user. Uh, and mean not in current admin ID. It's mean we are checking like the email ID or mobile number which the client is sending, whether this exists in another mean other than present admin ID, whether this email ID and mobile number exists or not. Okay, in an active state. If it exists, then we will not do any update. Got it? So let us copy the user controller and show you how it works. Okay, let me Visual Studio Code. Let me open another Visual Studio Code. Okay, and let us do this thing like how we are doing. And one more important thing which we will learn today is regarding joining. Okay, you can see this table. You can see see the codes. If you see this schema, we have this whole schema. Okay, what we have a region mean what I did, I created a region, or you can say time zone. Okay, I created a time zone where we have this thing in our tables, and then we have a admin type. Okay, admin type uh, can belong to one or many time zone or one or many reason. So in order to do relationship between the table, in order to make a relationship between the table, MongoDB use this keyword ref. Ref mean it is telling like this region uh, is coming from another schema or another collection, and the name of that collection is region. Okay, and here what I will store the object ID. You have to store the object ID to create the relationship between the two tables. Okay, and again, if you have seen on top what I did, I included schema also. So this is the way, if you want to include the multiple object or multiple variables in from any files or any modules, you can use this curly brace and then give the multiple name. Okay, so from Mongoose model, I am including importing Mongoose and schema, and then this schema type object I have to write this define, like this is an object, the data which we will present here inside our schema, inside our region, will be an object. Okay, and it will come from another table whose name is a region, right? So we will have a region, and then we will have an admin type. So admin type, this admin type will take care of that region. Okay, we can later on we can define those things. And then again we have a admin. So this admin table, if you see, everything is same what we have done till now, but he belong to some admin type. Okay, and then again
Okay.
this admin type refer to that another table, that is admin type. So what we have done, I have created three tables, and I try to make a relationship between those three, like admin will belong to some admin type, and that admin type will belong to some region. So three level relationship we can create using uh, the MongoDB. Okay, and the keyword which help us to create those relationship is called the ref. Yes, anybody have anything?
Yeah, Firdous.
Yeah,
How to differentiate between that is one-to-one or one-to-many or many-to-many relationship?
see, generally it allow one to one relationship. Okay, but we can have a multiple sub levels, right? See, we are just creating a one to one relationship only, right?
Okay.
It's just a one to one relationship, right? For this table we are creating a relationship with other, but again this admin type again internally can have a relationship with the another table. You're talking how can we define sorry, and your question was whether we are having a one to one or one to many relationship, this array. Okay, if we have an array, this means we have a one to many relationship. Okay, and if you want to create a one to one relationship, then instead of array, it should be an objects, right?
Okay. Many to many?
Yeah, this see the example which I am showing is a many to many relationship. Many to many mean like this admin type can belong to multiple region. See this example. What I'm relating, I am relating this admin with multiple admin type, right? And again this admin type is related to multiple region, right? So if you talk, if you see from here, so we are having many to many relationship between admin type and region. Sorry, admin type, and here you can see region. So this code example is example for many to many relationship. Okay, when we run the code, we can see how it is happening, right?
Okay.
Anybody have anything to tell, like so?
Yes. One admin like administrator. Okay,
Yes, yes,
administrator having having an admin type like network administrator. Okay,
yes,
so
yes,
network administrator can mean various places, Kolkata, Hyderabad, Chennai, like that. Okay,
yes,
so with the region type, with the region, there is a relationship with the admin type. So
correct.
one admin type can be present in multiple region. Okay,
Yeah,
so and one admin type can be related with suppose one admin type and admin type relationship like yes, one admin type and admin relationship is one to one. Then actually it is actually
No,
difficult.
no, one admin can be related to multiple admin type. And again, one admin type related to multiple region. Okay.
One to many
So,
relation.
yeah, but if I talk relate to mean from admin to region in respect to admin type, so one admin can related to multiple admin type, and multiple admin type can relate to multiple region, right? So with
Okay.
respect to admin and region, there is a many to many relationship, because one admin can relate to multiple admin type, and again multiple admin type can relate to multiple region, or one admin type can relate to multiple region. So indirectly there is a many to many relationship between admin type and region, right? If with respect to admin type, but with respect to, I would say admin and admin type, there is a one to many relationship. Again, with respect to admin type and region, there is a one to many relationship.
Firdous, normally, for
Hmm.
example, if one admin belongs to multiple admin types, and
Yeah.
admin type, however, it will contain different admins. So that is called many to many relationship, right?
Yeah.
But admin to admin type and admin type to region, it is
There is a one to many relationship. Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And what I did, I have created some OTP. Okay. Created some OTP so that whenever we forgot any password, we want to update our password, then we will use this thing. So what I'm doing, I am moving from my project to this. Okay, what I will do, I will upload this thing. I will put this thing to our current project, and then I will explain everything. Okay, it would be better, and it would be less time consuming, because now you know this thing, like how we have created this schema, right? If you go to the schema, you can see everything, and you can understand this thing, like what I have done here. What I've done here, I am just importing the some string from constant, right? While doing this thing, you can get to know this thing. So let me uh, let me create one new, what to say, let me create one new branch. Okay, and in that branch I will use this thing. So understandable, you are understanding, right, what I am trying to do. And I think today's class would be interesting, because this thing we all need it. Okay, so let me create a new branch. Sorry, let everything get added. Yes. So create new branch from, let us create from master. Okay, main, and name it. What should we name? Admin section. Okay, and let us change everything. Okay, let us let it be copy, and then we can discuss further. Okay, so in this way we are creating a relationship, and again, in order to fetch this thing, in order to pull this thing from the table. uh, right now, what we were doing, suppose whenever we want to find anything, we used to use the find, right, and then the query, and then since we are using promise, we were using then. So what it will do, it will just fetch the data from the table. Okay, Since MongoDB by default does not allow multi-table relationship, so so they have provided a function or a keyword called populate. If we use that keyword, and if I pass the string like what we want to populate, then only our data which we have defined in our schema, the relationship, those data will get populate from DB. Okay, let me show you that also. Example. Suppose this is an admin controller, right? And if we want to find any admin, uh, this is for add admin, get admin. Yeah, you can see instead of just find, what I am doing dot populate also. Okay. So what it will do, it will populate the relative tables data also. First, let me show you for admin type. That would be better. See what I have done. I mean, this is our query, right? In find query, what we are trying to search, we are trying to search a particular admin. So we are checking like the ID of an admin type is exist or not, and then the status. And then what we have done, we have done this populate. Okay, populate what, this region. Why I wrote region, because in admin type, in our schema, in admin type schema, we have given this relationship with this name. Okay, region. So we have to use the same name what we have given here. So this name, right? And when we do that thing, it will automatically populate everything and provide us uh, the world data. Okay, the world data. How it will look like? Let me show you. Yeah. Mm, okay. So this is for all admin type. If I run it, okay, okay, okay. The server is down. You have to run the server first. Let me replace everything. So let it be copy this thing, and then we will see how it happens. I think this is the thing which I have done right now. These are the only thing which you have to learn. Okay, if you can master this thing, then you know this language. I mean, you will be knowing Node.js. Okay, you don't have to learn anything more. The other few things are, I mean, you have to know how to implement any new things. Okay, that will come with when you work. Then those things will come in yourself. Okay, okay. So let me show you the tables, like what we have right now, and how I am using those tables. Okay. So as you can now if you see the code, we have this thing, right? Yeah, we are with this tables. We have four tables, right? User schema. You are familiar with this. I mean, we have worked with this. It has the same codes. Okay, same code. Everything is same. The some different things are. I mean, we have some more fields. Okay, that we will need for next step. We have some more fields in user tables. Similarly, this is our region. I have explained you earlier, right? This is our admin type, and this is our admin schema. Okay. So as a developer, if you have this code, okay, and if you have to enter anything, from where you should start? mean in between these three tables, uh, where should be your where should be your mean which code should you develop first if you have this kind of table. Mean you have a admin that depend upon admin type, and admin type again depend upon region. Okay, so from development point of view, which should be your first uh, modules or the modules, or yeah, which you have to touch.
Region schema we have to define first, I guess.
Yeah, first we have to write code for region schema, then admin type schema, then admin. Okay, if you start in other way, then your code will not work. Okay, first you have to develop the code for region schema, mean insert data for region, at least insert data for region schema, then admin type schema, and then admin schema. Okay, if you do in reverse order or in any other order, then your code might not work as you are expecting. Okay, so I did the same thing. First, I developed the schema region. Mean what I did. I try to use it in two ways. Like in mobile number. When you select a mobile number, you have to select the time zone, right? Mean from where you belong. So those kind of thing I try to create. Like this region would contain something like India, status active, time zone, India time zone, IST. Okay, display time zone means sometimes we display like Mumbai. Okay, in India, Kolkata, country code +91, right? And this is a creation on mean the date when it got created. So very simple schema. You And then what I did, I went to my server.js. Okay, I created uh, yeah, I created one route, and then tell server.js, like if I pass region in our URL, please send the request to region route. Clear? Today I'm not coding much thing, but I in order to make it fast, I have done this thing. Okay, so this thing you are clear everything. Okay, and then what I did, I went to region management route, and here I created four URLs. Okay, one URL was to save any new region. Second, to get all region. Third, to get particular region, and fourth, to update region. Till here, anybody have any question? No. Okay, fine. Okay. And one thing in this table, see, I try to make this region name as a unique one. Okay, so it cannot be a duplicated one in our tables. Okay. So our route portion also got completed. We are done with our route. We are done with this. We have the four thing, and then here we have a middleware. Then here we have a middleware. We will implement it. Okay. We will authorize the user, like an admin. If there is an admin, then we will authorize this thing, like adding a region can only be done by a admin type who is super. Okay, who is super admin. He or she can add a new region, other admin cannot. So those kind of authorization we can do it here, right? Remember, in last class I told you, like we will have a encrypted encrypted JWT token. So whenever we will hit this URL, we will send the token, and then here we will authorize those user. Okay, I will explain you later once we have everything ready. Now to add any region, we are calling the region controller and this function, add new region function. Okay, so let's go to region management controller, and then this is our code. Okay, so by looking this, what I did, I was on hurry, so I checked directly here. Okay, check directly here. You can put it in your common function, create this function, and then you can do the validation from that common function also. So I validated this user, right? And again, before saving, I check one thing. What I check, whether that region which I wanted to insert already exists or not, right? For that, what I did, in the given region and its status active, we try to find out like whether that region already exists or not. Okay, if it does not exist, then only we are doing the save. Else we are sending a message like user already, a region already exists. Okay, anybody have any question in this? Silent mean no, right? Similar way we have done for get all region. Very simple code. We are just fetching all and then sending back to the UI. Okay, and then uh, fetch particular region. I have used this region ID as a primary key, mean underscore ID here, and then through that only we are fetching it. Okay, we can use region also, since we have made region as unique. So if you want, instead of underscore ID, you can use region also. That will also work. Okay, and last, for update, you can see again. I am checking whether this region exists or not. So what I check, mean whether an active region with the same name what I am providing while update exists in another ID, not this ID, in another region ID, mean another region ID with same name and status active exists or not. If it exists, then we are sending 403 response with a message region already exists. Okay, if it does not exist, then we are updating the region with the data we get from our UI. Correct? Okay. So this was regarding region, how we will insert our region. So we will go to Postman. We have this. I used to get confused, so therefore I have saved all those things. Okay. So if you need to add any new region, this is the code. So what I can do, so in this way uh, we can give any region, and then we can save it. Okay. So if I run this thing, and again, like inside header, you have to add this content type application JSON, and then if you pass this thing, uh, you can see while adding, I just need this status. I can ignore, because in database I have already told, like for this region, if it does not give anything, take the active status. And one more thing I forgot to tell you, I have used enum here. Okay, enum mean this status will take only those value which I have declared here, the array of those value which I have declared inside the enum. So if you go to constant and see this thing status enum, what I have used active and inactive in a capital letter. So only these two value can only be inserted in this field, in this status field. Okay, other than these two value, it will not i- insert any other value. Okay, other than these two. So when I hit it, we are done. You can see I have created this, and if I go to the tables inside region, I can see Malaysia, Singapore, and this is USA. Okay, this got inserted, and this is the time when it got inserted. Okay. Similarly, we will add the admin type. Okay. If you see admin type, it has also a similar thing. This admin type is a unique one, so I have to, while inserting and updating, we have to check whether this thing already exists or not. DB will give you error, but from our end, we have to first check this thing, and then we have to pass the region. So this admin type will belong to a particular region, which we will define. It can be a many region. So one admin type can belong to a many region. And same thing for status, I have used the same thing, and then I have added a created object. Okay. Okay. And then if I want to get all details of all the region, this is the API. Oh, sorry, this will give you particular region detail, right? So I want to fetch the Singapore region details. I got this. For update, same thing. Uh, like the route which we have created, we have to call this URL with this ID. So when we hit this thing, it will update the data in the table and give it. See, I try to okay, this ID was for different another region, and I tried to change it to Malaysia. So I think this Malaysia already exists in table, hence it give an error. If I change it to Malaysia one, then it works fine. So same thing for admin type. We will create like this, and then this is our admin types controller where I do insert. Okay, get get particular details and then update. And last, this is our admin controller. Okay. Anybody have anything to tell? See, it's a repeated one. That's why I haven't. I will not do anything else. So what I will do, I can show you the code like how it is working. For admin type, if you check this thing, get admin. If you check this thing, yeah, this super admin type relate to, I think, one region only, right? The super admin type relate to one region only. But if I see the other admin like super two, this admin are related to two regions. One is India and second is Malaysia. Okay, let us see why the super admin has been related to two regions. So if you see the table, this super admin two, and if you see the region, it has related to two different objects. Okay, or the object ID of region. That's why when I fetch the when I call this thing, it fetch the region details of those two IDs. Okay, you okay? Anybody have anything to tell? Any dot he or she can tell? Anybody have any dot? Yeah, no dot, right? And see what I have done. Whenever I am fetching this, I am using this populate region. So with this keyword, it will populate the particular region. And then when we are saving this thing, it's also important. When we are saving this thing, then from Postman, what we have to do? Uh, See, when we are adding anything, we have to send the object ID inside an array. Okay, why array? Because in the schema we have defined like this admin type will relate to multiple regions. Here I have given the array, so it's a one to many relationship. Hence we can pass a multiple region array, then only it will work. Okay. Hi, are you all listening? I mean, am I audible? Yeah, Colin, you you have raised your hand. I mean,
Yeah, inside of the populate function, what are you passing?
this name, the name of the key.
The
Okay.
populate.
If you see this admin uh, control, okay, admin type controller, what we are passing inside populate, we are passing the region. Okay. If it's a single, then the single name. But for admin type, sorry, we'll pass a region. And let's go forward for the admin controller. For admin controller, what I said, this populate has two levels, right? We can populate both the data. Like first we will populate the admin type, and then admin type again need to populate the regions. Okay. So for that we need some something like this. We have to use path and populate. Okay. Path mean what? This is the first label. Like it will populate the admin type, and again, see, if you check this thing, it's populate under populate. Mean first we are doing populate, then some kind of JSON, right? JSON will have a path and then again a populate. So this kind of JSON we can use when we want to populate the multi-level data. Okay. For single level data, it's very easy. We have to just give the key name which we have defined in our schema. But for multi-level populate, like for admin, we have to populate the admin type, and again for admin type we have to populate the region, right? And we don't need to run any queries, multiple queries. For single query, we want to do that thing. So for that, for population, what we have done, we have wrote something like this. Let me put it here. It would be better understandable. Yeah, yeah, we have to do something like that. This, okay. We will populate what? First label, we will populate the admin type, and again on second label, we will populate the region. So both the IDs, I mean, inside admin type also it will get populated, and again from admin type it will populate the region. Let me show you that. So when
Firdous,
we,
what populate function will do actually?
okay, what populate function will do? If you check our schema, right? This is our admin schema. First, let me show you for admin type. We have a reference, right? So what populate function will do? It will add the details which are present in the database for this ref ID which we have provided here for this object ID. Let us go to table. It would be more familiar. Okay. We have a region, right? It has ID this, object ID this 64081, then this ID this. So we have four data inside our tables, inside our region tables, right? What we have done, when we add admin types, what we have done inside region ID, we added those object ID. Okay. This is an object ID of region. Let Okay, right? For every admin types, we have added the object ID. It can be single or it can be multiple. Since we have declared an array here inside our schema, we have declared the array, so we can have a single value or the multiple values. Okay. So you can check for super admin, for admin whose name is super, admin type is super. I have inserted only one object ID. It means one region has been attached to it, right? This is the region ID. So one region has been attached to SuperAdmin, and again for Super 2 I have attached two region. For Super 3 again I have attached two region, right? So when we fetch this thing, when we fetch this admin type, whether it's a Super 2, Super 3, so it should also populate these two IDs detail. These two IDs detail. Okay, these two object ID details. So that's what this populate function will do. Uh, that's what this populate sorry this populate function will do. Okay, this populate keyword will do. It will populate that details. See what we are doing to get admin type. We are just calling the admin type models, right? I mean the admin schema, admin type schema. This schema we haven't declared everything regarding the region, right? But this is admin schema. Sorry, admin type schema. There it is. Here it is. We haven't defined the region details, but due to this relationship we have created a relationship between the region and admin type. It will fetch data from that tables. So when we call the get admin type API, let me use the get particular admin type. Okay, when we call this uh, yeah, yeah, super 2 super this is super 2. Okay, so let me use this ID and then call this particular. Sorry, I did mistake. When I call this API, you can see reason is what I did wrong. Okay. When I call this API, and in response, what we are getting ID admin type, and again this region portion. See this is what we have in our tables, right? For super 2, if I go to table, this is what we have, right? I mean admin type status created on region. So these are the things which we have in our table. But since we have used populate, if we did not use populate, it will just send us this. Let me change that first. Let me go to admin type controller. Let me remove this thing. Okay.
That means it will retrieve relationship data. It will populate will
Yeah,
be.
yeah. You can see this is what we get, right? We get
Yes.
what we have in our database,
Okay.
right? So in order to retrieve this thing, in order to retrieve like what this IDs contain, and that we have defined in its schema design, we have to use this function populate. So this populate will what it will do, it will pick up those details which are there inside this table. Okay, this region tables, or this region reference. So for this region, what reference we have given? We have given the reference for this region tables. Okay, or the regions collection, if I'm correct. So when I hit this thing, now I am getting the whole details, right? So this populate help us to fetch the related data details. Okay. Similar to that, for admin controller, we have a complex relationship. Let me show you also. So when we don't have this thing, when we don't have populate, and if I search a particular admin, yeah, now you can see for this admin whose ID is C42. If I go to tables, C42. Okay, yeah, I got what it has inside it collection, right? Inside it tables. It does not populate anything. It does not populate anything, right? So if you want to populate those things, if you want to populate those things, then we have to use populate. And again, since it has a multi-level populate, so we multi-level relationship, so we can use those things. First I will tell you like what will happen if I use only this thing. Okay, if I use this way, let's see the schema again. Yeah, if I use this way, okay, then what it will do, see here in admin type, it will only populate the admin type. Okay, since it's a direct relationship. So if I run this thing now, see I got the admin type, right? But there were another levels of relationship between the admin type and region. See, this region did not got populated. Okay, this region remain the IDs, but we have a relationship between that also. So if you want to fetch that too, a MongoDB allow you to fetch that also. How you can do that thing? For that, instead of writing this thing like this, we have to write uh, like this way. We are telling populate in multi-level. Okay, first populate admin type, and then again populate the region also. So this query will populate two fields. I mean, first it will populate this admin type, and again it will populate this region. Okay. So to do this thing, your schema definition should be perfect. Okay. If you don't have a good schema definition, then this data will not get populate. Okay. So once I do this thing and hit the same API again, you will see this region data also get populate. Okay. So with this single API, you can show lots of things, right? Mean we can use this data for admin profile. We can use this profile data to show what kind of type it is. We can show this data to show on which region it belongs, right? So those relationship, every relationship which we have defined inside our schema, we can fetch it. Okay. Anybody have to say anything? Any question? So what I did, instead of calling this, I just simply create an object, common object, so that I can use it on the other places also, like in this places also. So this common object for fetching the admin details. Okay. Anyone have any question? He or she can tell, or you can tell. I mean whether you are understanding this thing or not. Yeah, Venkat, you want to say something?
No, Firdous, nothing.
So we are
Only,
good, right?
yeah, very good.
Yeah. So two things means, say, whenever you are developing anything, most important thing is validation, and I always prefer two level of validation. When first level is your data validation, and second level is the database validation. Okay, if you those two things correctly, you will face a very less issue, very less. If you don't do that thing, then somehow you will get a different kind of issue. Okay, the next database function. So we have learned a different kind of MongoDB queries, like uh, CRUD operation we were doing. We have done that thing. Then
Sorry.
or yeah,
Um, I don't know. I think you talked about that on that line 31 there, that dollar sign or, and I'm not sure I I really grabbed what you said about it.
yeah. Mean this or sign defined like this query. Then show select star um, table. Okay. ID equal to 10 or 12. Okay, something like this. Mean either of this will match either. Mean either this email ID will match inside our table, or this mobile number will match inside our table. Then it will return the data. Okay, like
Yeah,
we
thank you.
have ID in, we have like this query, right? 10 comma 12, right? Something like this. Select star from table where ID in mean similar to in operator. In mean any, either of this or this will match. Then it will return the data. So dollar or do the same thing. Mean either of this email ID match what we have in our table, or this mobile number match in our table. Then it will give you the data. Okay. Okay. Uh, we
Yeah,
know
thank you.
OTP. Yeah, we know OTP validation, right? We do OTP validation inside our tables. Okay, or for many things, for banking transaction and everything. So what, how they might have been done like that? I mean, do you have any idea regarding this? Like how they would be doing, and how they were validating those things for any bank transaction or anything. I mean, generally for any, I mean, many things we use the OTP validation, right? So what could be logic behind that? I mean, I want to know from your end, like how they would have been implemented that thing, as or as you are as a developer. If I ask you to implement a OTP validation, okay, after registration or before registration, or doing some transaction, so how you will do that thing?
Hello.
Yeah, hello, yes.
So I think we should use some services like outside from.
Yeah, the first thing first, we have to use services. Most popular one is mobile SMS, right? And second one is email. So, okay, but I want to know, yeah, that's the first point. A second point, as a developer, if somebody asks you to create a OTP service, okay, so what you will do? First we will think about these two things, like how we can integrate mobile SMS service, and then how we can send email from our application. Fine, that's the first step. Very good. Second step, anybody tell me, express your view that what you will do after this as a developer.
Time constant.
Time constant. Very good. Anything else? uh, generate unique OTP, right? Make sure, okay, save it anywhere so that the particular user, okay, make sure once it used cannot be reused. Yeah, as a developer, we should follow this step. Like we should think about any service, mobile SMS and email. Then we have to give some kind constant, like you have to use this OTP within 10 minutes, within 15 minutes, within 5 minutes, whatever time constant you can give. This OTP should be unique. This OTP should be saved for the particular user, not for everyone, right? And then once a user use this OTP, make sure it cannot be reused, or I would say it should be blank, right? The place where you will save this OTP to make use of it, it should get blank. Okay. So what I did, we need to create a util. In next class, I will create you that. Okay. Like we need to create a service for sending email. This will be your task to create a service and then integrate this thing. Similarly, we need to create a service. Okay, I have created, no, nothing inside. You need to create a service to send SMS. Okay. 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 You have to create this two service or this two function, like we have done for our common function, right? And then next step, what should be our next step? We have to give some time constant. Mean it should be used for this much of time only. So for that, what I did, I have uh, where it is. Yeah, what I did, I created a time constant here. Okay, mean if you see this function is checking the current time minus this will give you the how much minute we are. Okay, should be inside application. Okay, sorry, it should be inside application. Uh, yeah. Yeah. So what I did, I gave a time constant for 100 minutes. Ideally, it should be 10 minutes. Okay. So this, when you multiply this thing with what we have here, 10 into 6,000, mean this will make if you multiply with one, it will make a 1 minute. So or this much of millisecond will become 1 minute, and number of minutes I will multiply, it will make that much. So for our case, we have made 10 minutes. So so what it will do, it will create a time 10 minutes before the current time. For now, it's 12:08. This function will give you a time of 11:58. Okay, and what we will do, we will check, like the OTP which a user have provided, whether it was generated after 11:58 or not. Correct?
Sir, can you like tell me this how you wrote this new date function dot get time,
Okay.
this
See,
constant?
see, new date is the date function, right? And then get time, what it will do, make this date into some string form, into some number format. Okay, something like this in milliseconds. Okay, total millisecond currently what we have right now, right? So this will do that thing. So this millisecond will be total millisecond, mean from 1971 till now, mean according to date format, it will create the current time in millisecond. Okay, and if you minus this thing, uh, mean this is a second, and thousand is the difference between second and millisecond. So mean 1 second into 60 mean 1 minute into number of minutes. Okay, so this will since I have provided 10 in the constant. So this, if you multiply all these things, it will make 10 minutes. Okay, if you multiply all those things into 60 into 10, so what it will do, it will make current time minus 10 minutes. Okay, okay. So for example, currently we have 12:10. So what it will return, 12:10 minus 10 minutes. It will return us 12:00. Okay, of today's date. Understandable what I did here?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Why I did this, to add a constant like OTP should be active till this much of time, till this much of minute, till 10 minutes from the current time, right? If OTP was generated at 12 noon, then in this time 12:11, those OTP will not be active. When we fetch a query, it should not, even if it's a correct OTP, it should not work. Okay, I think we are good.
Okay.
This unique OTP, we have already had a function like for process ID, so we can use that function, right? We can use that function, and then where it is, yeah, we can use this function, right? It's give you a unique ID, so we can use this thing to generate the unique ID also. So we have done this thing. Now save it anywhere for the particular user. Okay, what you can do for this step?
So I think we should save it in the database with unique document
Yeah,
every
and
time.
for correct. So for user or for admin, the unique document are a schema, we can say, right? So in the schema, what we can do, uh, we can define two things, right? Let me show you. Like for user schema, we can define two places, right? Uh, OTP and OTP date type. So in this place, I will store the OTP. Okay, I will store the OTP, and then the same OTP I will send to the client based on their email ID or phone number, whatever they provide. I will send that to them. Okay, and then here I will in order to check whether the OTP is valid or not as per our company policies, I will store the date and time on at which this OTP was created. Okay, suppose I have run a function and then generate an OTP Then in OTP, it will have those 6-digit value, something like this, and here it will store the date and time. I mean, now it's 12:13, so 12:13, uh, 30th August, 30th July, okay? Something like this, 2023. Okay, and then hours, minutes, second, blah blah blah, everything. So in this way, it will store, and then what will happen when we will run a query? It will match those things and give us the proper details. Okay, so we have done all those things. We are good. So before doing any development, we have to do this kind of plannings. Okay, what we need to do, to develop this function. And if you get this answer, then development would be very easier. And if you don't do those things, what will happen? You have to do rework again and again. Okay. So last thing what we have to do, make sure once it used cannot be reused. Okay. So now we have to write the code, and for code we have this restriction that it should be used within that particular amount of time, and it should be used once, not multiple times. So let me go to another controller. Okay, where I have written in login controller. So for your code, there will be two steps. Correct? For your code, there will be, I would say, two steps. One step would be to there would be two APIs, right? One API should be uh, to generate this OTP, and second API should be to match this OTP. Am I correct? For this OTP validation, we should have two API. One API should be to generate this OTP. There, you will send this OTP through mail and SMS to the user. And second API should be to match this OTP. If this OTP get matched, then we will clean the database, and then uh, provide the more information, or help, or allow them to get login, or allow them to change their password. Okay, this thing we will do. Right. Okay, let's take a 10-minute break, 5-minute break, and then once we will come back from the break, then we will implement that thing, and then we will start the Swagger portion. Okay, so let's take 5-minute break from now. Yeah, hi. So let's restart. So we will do two. We will create two API. Okay. One to generate OTP. Inside it, they will have a different function like send email, SMS. I will ask you to create this function and save it in database. Else on next class I will tell you. But for homework, you have to uh, learn how to send email, SMS. Okay, that would be your homework. And then on next API we will compare and create OTP. Right. So let's start. The first step, we have to generate the OTP, and then we have to send SMS and email where we will send the OTP, and then save those OTP in database so that we can compare it on the next step. So we can in order to send any OTP, we need to do two things, right? I mean, first, either we have to collect their name or sorry their email ID or mobile number or both. It depend upon your client policy or your code policy, like what you want to do. Since in our schema what we were doing, we were adding both the details, l- l- uh, like email ID and mobile number, so I can use any one of those two. Okay, any one of those two we can use it. So what I did, for I mean I created one validation function. This validation function will check uh, uh, whether we are giving any types or not. I mean either of these things we can send email ID or mobile number. So request which I should use inside a request, I will use a type. Okay, if in type, if I send the phone, then I should send the mobile number, phone number, and if I use the email, then it should be email ID. Okay, if I use email for the type, then it can be email ID, whatever email ID it can be. Okay. So for now, what I did, I in order to generate an OTP for admin, I use the phone number. Okay. So when I use the phone number, in validation, you will see I have done two checks, one for type and other for phone number, and I think these types will driven the validation portion. So if I check the validation, you will see it depend upon few things. Let me open this. First thing I check whether it has anything in the body or not. Then I check whether it has types or not. And then what I check, the next thing which I check, like the type which I have provided, it is the type which I have defined in our constant or not, whether it's the same thing or not. Like instead of phone, if somebody give mobile number, then it will not work, right? It will give some validation error. Please provide valid checks. Okay. Why? Because what I did instead for this type, since this type based on this type our logic have been defined, so I have checked for that also, whether user are providing a correct types or not. And for that, inside a constancy I have provided the tag check. Like it should be either this or this. Okay. And same thing, these are the two types which are only been allowed to use for this app, for this API. So I define all those things so that a user do not make any mistake from his hand. Okay. We have done the validation. If validation is proper, then what we are done, we have created these two objects like OTP and OTP date time. OTP date time would be the current date time. Okay. And then we are generating the condition based on the data which we got. If it's email type, then we will checking the email ID, like email ID should be present in this email type. If it's a mobile, if it's else mean if it's a mobile number, then we will get the data from this body, mobile number body, and then we will create this condition. So based on our condition, we have this. Uh, once we get response from the database, we check whether any user exists or not. If it does not exist, we send this response like user email ID and phone number does not exist. And if it exists, then we will, what we are doing, we are just checking the ID, okay, from the list which we get, and then updating it, mean adding this two data inside our table. Okay. And for now, what I send this data to API. Ideally it should not be the case. It should be something like this. The code should be something like this. Okay. Here you should call email service, email function or email service, and send OTP. Which OTP? This one. Dot. Okay. Same thing for this mobile number also. I mean, you have to create this service, and then you should call SMS service, which you will develop in this utils page. Okay. In this utils page, SMS and email service, and then send this OTP. Okay. On this. So now if everything are fine, everything are good, then what will happen? Whenever user provide this thing, provide this valid email ID, mobile number or email ID, if he hit this API, then he will get a proper data. Okay. If he hit the provide the proper details, then what will happen? Uh, right now, what I did, I given this OTP in response, but ideally it should not be this. Here we will send some message only. We will not send the updated data. We will send some message only, and those OTP they will get through the two services. Okay, which he selected, like mobile number, mobile service, or through email ID. So through that service only they will get the OTP. Understandable? Anyone have any question?
Yes, actually asking you that the
Yeah.
mobile OTP which you are getting as a response, okay. So will this mobile OTP will
Uh,
come to our mobile like that?
yes, 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 yes. Actually, here it will have some. Ideally, it should be like this. Okay, it should be something like this. OTP sent successfully. Okay, it should be ideally something like this. not the OTP, not this OTP. Okay. Okay. Ideally, message should be something like this, and that OTP, the OTP which had been generated here, which has been generated through this function, this OTP should be sent to mobile number or email ID. Okay. This service you have to create by your own. Okay. Check in the email, check in the internet, like how you can use that thing. Then on next class, I will tell you how to generate it. But for now, what I am doing, along with the data, I am sending the OTP also, okay, so that we can test it. So when I hit this API, let it be start. Just started. When I hit this API, I get some response like this, right? Data, I mean, message is this, OTP is sent successfully, and this is the OTP. And if you check this thing, what we have done, we have saved this OTP inside the admin tables. Okay, inside the admin table. You go here, go to admin table. Let me refresh it.
So a
Yes,
small thing, like you are actually creating a table name user or admin. Okay. So why the S actually added during the time of
see,
we
see,
said,
yeah. It's a property of MongoDB that it provide S. Okay,
okay.
it's by default it provide S.
Oh,
So now you can see I have created OTP and save it inside the admin table. Okay, and with that, what I did, I added a time also. Okay, so I think it is stored in the GMT. So GMT, no, this is the time. So 7. Okay, so it's stored in the GMT time zone. So we have our OTP. Now we need to validate the OTP. Okay. Uh, so through OTP we can do login. Many apps or many website allow you to log in through OTP. Or with through OTP we can update our password, right? So two things we can do, we can log in, or we can update our password if we generate a OTP, or we do some transactions. So these are the general uses. So for our example, for our application, we don't have any transaction. So what we can do, we can update password. Okay, we can update password, and then we can uh, login from this. So through this API, we will generate an OTP, and then we will use this OTP either to update the password or to login. Okay. So for now, I think this user had a password 12345. We cannot see the. Okay. Yeah, you can see his. Let me see what is the ID. DD9. Okay. And email is 123498898. Hmm. Okay. You can see his password is not been encrypted. Let me show you the database. Yeah, his password has not been encrypted. Okay, somehow it might be a case like we haven't implemented the encrypted thing. Before encryption, this user uh, was created, and now he could not able to log in, right? He could not able to log in because his password is not encrypted, and we are expecting a encrypted password, then only this will work. So what user did, he go to forgot password, right? And then he provided his mobile number to generate an OTP to update his password. He got this OTP. He got this OTP through SMS or email based on his selection. His selection was through mobile number. So for phone. So he should get it through SMS. So this OTP he had received through SMS into his phone number which he had used to register in into this application. Okay. So now he has an OTP. Now he want to update his password, because unless we update this password in a hash format, we cannot log in, right? Because right now we are comparing the password with the hash format. So what he will do? He have this OTP. He knows his number. He will go to update password also. Okay. So this is his OTP. Let me change it to 123456, and then I will use the same thing. This was his phone number, mobile number. Let me copy both things. It would be easier for me. Yeah. Okay. Now when he hit it, he got an error. What error? Cannot post. Admin match OTP. Okay. Let me see. What is the, what is the name? Admin update password. Let me see the route. Must be some difference there. Inside login controller, login route, login route. Okay, it should be admin update password. Okay. If if I change it to this and hit, you can see password has been updated successfully. 123456. Okay, by use of this OTP. Let me refresh this. Refresh this. Okay. One issue occur, like this user password is not getting encrypted. Okay. Why? Let me see. Fine. Okay. Okay. We need to encrypt this password here. Okay. Ideally, it should get encrypt. Ideally, it should get encrypt, because in our okay, I have use it for save. I have to use it for update. Okay. Create a store procedure for update. Let me change it to update. So now this API, when I hit it again, it will won't work. Okay, please provide valid 6-digit OTP. It will ask for the OTP. Uh, so let's generate a new OTP for this particular user. When I hit this API, I get a new OTP, and then when I use this OTP to get this thing, let me see whether this bug got fixed or not. See, how better you do the coding, you will always have a bug in your code, right? Okay. This store procedure are not updating it perfectly. So what you have to do, you have to, when this updates not working. Okay, let me check whether what mistake I am doing. Mongoose schema pre. Let's see. Where are we going? This is a pre one. Okay. Save. We can use a save one. Save. 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 I want for update. Validate. Save. Remove. Save. 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 Validate. Pre post. Not getting for update. There should be something remove, save, remove, find. I don't need find. Update one. Let me see. Okay, whether this will fix our issue or not. Again, we have to generate our OTP first, and then only we can use this. If it won't work, then this will be your homework, or I will make it fixed, and then push my code. Okay. Okay, it says it got updated successfully. Let us refresh our table. No, it's not working. Actually, this store procedure are not updating the password correctly. What we can do, we have to create a hashing mechanism. Okay. Let me create a common function, and let me create the hash. So what I will do, I will just generate the hash one. Next, next, next. I will not use any next. We have liquid also. What is it there? Yes. This is common function. This name of the function is under liquid hash, and then okay, what I did, I created a function to decrypt that thing. Uh, and let's see whether it's work or not. We will generate an OTP. We will generate an OTP, and then we will update the admin passport using this OTP. Now when we will check our database, we find it got updated. Why? What happened? It is not getting updated anymore.
Sir, can we use bcrypt.hash function direct? I think it is there.
Bcrypt.hash function directly. No, actually this is we have to first generate a salt based on our machine and everything, and then why it is not hashing anything.
It will convert into hash password. Bcrypt.hash.
But the problem is, while generating the password, we are generating a salt and then using the salt and update it. Okay, so we are generating the salt in this way only. So what will happen if we use this thing differently? Then the hash which created while creating the password, I mean while encrypting the password, would be different. Okay, then what we have from here. Let me see where is the mistake, whether we got any salt error or not, or hash error. Spelling mistake are there, not that big, and what it return. We have restarted it, and again we have to do the full step. Read the OTP and then use those OTP to update our password. Okay, let us see the logs. Okay, no error. It is creating the hash map. Okay, and let me see what happening here. Let me see the table. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine, eight. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 8, 0. Yeah, both are different. Why it is not saving? So this kind of issue everyone generally face. Update, admin update password. We are just using the updated one.
So from where it is coming? Hash error.
No, I mean I have defined this thing like what kind of thing are going coming. Okay, so we are good. I mean we are getting everything. See salt. We are not getting any salt error. Why this thing? Why the data are not getting saved? Let me give some logs here, and then we will able to understand. So this is our condition. This is our condition. Our condition looks good. Okay. Okay. One thing I just want to mention this thing. Like like for greater than GT, less than is dollar LT. Okay. So greater than mean we have given some time, right? I mean time, right? So this thing and this is a timeout time. I mean I have explained you earlier all. earlier also, like this thing will only work if we use the OTP before 10 minutes what we have given that. So this GT will pick up only those OTP which are there for this email ID or for this mobile number which are less than 10-minute old. Okay. If OTP had been generated 11 minutes before or 1 day before or 1 month before, it will not pick up those things. It will give errors. Okay. So this $GT is for greater than, and $LT is for less than in MongoDB, in Mongoose. Let me check why my data are not getting updated. Okay. Condition this ID. Okay, let us see. Okay. My mistake. My mistake. No, yeah, this is. I am checking on different place. Sorry. This is okay. This is this is not sending us any data. Okay. What happened when we are generating this hash? It is giving you request.body.password. Yeah, this is fine. Okay. I think I got the issue. What happening before doing anything, before doing it is actually it is not waiting for hash to get generated. Okay, it is going to the next step. So we have to write hash in callback way. I mean, the generate hash password in a callback way or in promise, then only it will work. Yes, I understood. What happening since this uh, encrypt generation is taking some time to generate. Okay, and we haven't given any callbacks or anything like this. So what happened? It is not waiting to generate I mean, generate the hash password, and it is giving control to the next line. Okay, what we have to do, we have to either make it in a callback way or in async, promise, async await or promise wait. What I'm doing, I am converting this function into a callback function, and then I think everything will work fine now. Okay, what I did, I just waited uh, for this function to get fully execute, and then only I went to the next step. So I have provided a callback, and inside our common function also we have to change this function from a simple return function into a callback function. Okay, let me go to that common function. This, and second one is CV. Okay, so instead of return, it should be callback hash. Now I think it will work. Let us. So this is one of the problem with JavaScript, since JavaScript does not run synchronously one line and then the second line. If any operations take time to give execution to the next line of code, and it do not wait for that line to get execute. Okay, now you can see this password has been hashed correctly, and if I check the database, refresh it again, see now we have saved our password in the hash format. Okay, so let me okay, the last thing. So this is I think this is it. Okay, these are things which I wanted to explain you. uh, Another function we can do through this OTP is to login user or the admin through OTP. Logic would be the same. We will first generate the OTP. And then in order to log in, what we have to do, we have to check this condition on also, like for login we have to match both email ID, and then same thing, same condition, like this OTP should be generated within certain period of time. Once it match, then we send the data to the user. But in last class I have told you, like, we will not send the data, the JSON data to the user. What we will send, we will send a uh, JWT token. So once we find those things, once we match, okay, this email ID or this mobile number with this OTP have been generated within certain period of time, within 10 minutes of time, we are good. We get the data, but we don't send them the raw data. What we will do, we will create a JWT token, and then we send token to the user, so that later on they cannot see anything, any visible data to them, they will not be passed, but a token will be passed, and through this token we can later on validate those user. Okay, add some more condition to the user, or get this data back from the token, from the user. And for the user end, it's just a random digits number, or a string which they could not able to decode. Okay, so now the last part, which I wanted to explain you, is the Swagger. Okay, I will. So generally, as a developer, we use different tools. Some prefer this Postman. Okay, let me share you this thing. This collection would be uh, easier. So can you all type your email ID? Okay, hello. Can you all type your email ID here, so that I can provide you this token? Okay, this Postman request. which are attached to this function, and then you can easily use this thing. First I got from Venkat, then Costa. Okay, I got Venkat one, Costa one. Let me share. Other than this two, okay, Srikant, yeah, please. Okay, I got from Srikant. Akash, you can also provide your email ID, then I can share it with you also. Okay, let us move to the next topic, that is a Swagger. Okay, so Swagger, what is Swagger? Swagger, similar to this Postman, uh, we can develop our own application testing interface, and that we can done it through Swagger. Swagger is much better than the Postman. Why? Because in Swagger you can define your inputs, you can define your constant, you can define which thing is mandatory and which thing are not. Okay, all the thing a developer can define it on, and then he can share it among their teams. Okay, so generally it's a good thing, but people generally avoid this thing, developers generally avoid this thing. Why? Because it is a time taking thing. People says, we have a Postman, then why should develop something like Swagger? But in Postman, see, we can do mistake. What mistake? Like instead of type phone, somebody can change it to mobile, right? And he don't know whether it's a correct or wrong. Instead of type, he can change it to types. But with Swagger, this is not allowed. Okay, I mean, you can define them like this. These things will be fixed, the request keys will be fixed. And not only that, uh, among the requests you can define which are the compulsory one. Like to add any user, you can tell like this email ID and mobile number is a compulsory one, right? But with Postman request I can share it, but I cannot tell you like which are the compulsory one and which are not compulsory to send. But in Swagger we can tell them. Secondly, uh, whether this is a string, number, or array, we cannot define it here, right, in Postman. But in Swagger we can define those things. So let us see how we can integrate Swagger in our application. Okay, Swagger npm. So it's so what you need to do. Okay, since time is less, so what I will do, I will show you um, example, and then let me go to my Postman. Okay, this is Firdous Alam. Let me see whether I have implemented Swagger anywhere or not. No, not here. Okay. Okay, if I do not find here, I will explain you from start. Else, what I will do, I will, yeah. So what you need to do in order to implement a Swagger in your application? First, you have to install this dependency, Swagger UI Express. You have to install this. npm install Swagger UI Express. Okay. And then you have to copy this thing. Okay, you have to create a Swagger JSON, and you have to use this middleware. Uh, Let me use these two things into our application. Oh, oh, oh. This was open. This was this is our middleware. Okay. So what we have done here, we require a swagger.json file. It means we have to create a swagger.json file. Let me close everything. And let me create a swagger.json file. Okay, we have this swagger.json file. What I will do, I will simply uh, go to, okay, and then uh, you can see they have adding the option and everything. We have those things. So let's go to my code, and then it would be better. Okay, it would be better and easy understandable thing. Yeah. Okay, this two thing we have done, right? Let me show you. Okay, we haven't included the Swagger UI. So let me include the Swagger UI also. We have included Swagger UI. We have required the Swagger JSON. Let's see what next step we have to do. We have to use this, and another thing which I have done, I have used the Swagger CSS also. Okay, let me let me use this two thing also. That will be better. Okay, so this says like whenever we hit the API docs, then it will send you to Swagger server. Okay, the Swagger. And again, you can see I have another file called swagger.css. So let's create one file. Create these files also. So we have two file, swagger.json, swagger dot, yeah. And then nothing. we have to do nothing here. We have I think we have integrated those things, and then we have to write the format, mean write those things, write the details of those things. Okay, what I will do, I will simply copy the CSS portion from here. It will define our color, everything. So I will just go here, paste it here. Okay. It will determine the border color, CSS, and then this is the main thing. Inside Swagger JSON, we declare everything. Okay, this is the main thing. Here we have to populate. Once our API get populate, here we have to populate different things. Okay, so now you can see it provides some details. So this is the main details of our application, and for any HTTP API which will come inside port 31 and has a base path API. But for us, we have different, right? Right? Uh, we have this kind of base path. So suppose I am using for admin. Okay, I will go here and then change it to admin. Okay, what it is doing? It is doing similar thing what Postman have had done. Okay, so this is our base path. Like we are creating this kind of thing. This admin here. So this thing also create the same thing. It create the base path admin, and then the next step. Then the next step would be this, right? This one. What for admin? What we have? Let me go to admin route. This is our admin route. So the first API which we have four API, right? To get and to post. Let me do it for this admin get admins. Okay, we will go to this Swagger JSON. This is a get admin. So we can determine the summary, like for which this admin is. So get all admins details. Okay, right? Then you can give the description also, what it produce, what it give back to you. Okay, what it responds back to you, that data it is here. And then if it's successful, then what kind of data it will return. Okay, what kind of data it will return. And if it's unsuccessful, mean for 400, what it will return. And see here what it is, we have defined some more thing, some more response. Okay, if you go down here, or if you simply click here, it will provide you like what should be our invalid response. If it's invalid response, then it should be an object, and it should have status code and message. Okay, so in this way, if you define a Swagger in a good way, then your application will not have any mistake, because the UI guys will also do not do any mistake, and an integration testing from your end would be completed. Okay, so okay, FS is not defined. Let me add the FS also. Let me go to the code backend. Okay. Yeah. So now if I hit this URL, if I hit this route API docs, okay, localhost colon 3000 slash API docs, you will see Swagger, um, a new UI will get, right. So this is your Swagger UI, and this is how we can integrate this thing. And you can see we are defining the models, like how your data should look like. So okay, how your data should look like, how your valid response should look like, how the invalid response should look like, and what should contain inside it, right. If you see this get request, then what parameter you have to send. Okay, on successful, we will get something like this. On failure, we will get something like this. So in this way you are telling UI person, or in this way you are doing the integration testing also. Like whether all the details, all the data which you have done, or all the coding which you have done is correct or not. If you define all those things, you will see, oh hey, I have done a lots of different things. I mean, I'm not giving a consistent data. For some case I'm giving this data, for some case I am giving that data. In this way uh, you can correct your data, or the response. We have a consistent response, and then with this, you can tell your client who are working on front end, or your colleagues, like, hey, we have this API. For to get this, to hit this API, you have to send this data, and in response I will send this thing. Okay, like you can see this. You can see this. I mean, this is one of the example. If you want to save this to do data, you have to send data like this. Okay, and this should be the structure. Not only the structure, the data types also you have mentioned, right. And if you want to try it out, then you can provide the actual data here, and then you can save those data. Anybody have to say anything here regarding this Swagger integration? I think this also would be your homework to complete Swagger implementation. Speak up. So how I have done it, very easy. I mean, I just follow the document. The main thing is this creation of this Swagger JSON. Okay, you have to create it in a good way. These definitions, whatever thing we have in definition. Let me close everything. Then it would be very easier to you. Okay, yeah, okay. So this is our base path slash admin. It is our base path, and inside the base path we have the different paths. Okay, you have the different paths. So here you will provide all the details. Okay, this get will the type of a method which it has. This two different description which you see here. If you go to your Swagger, you go to our Swagger. See here and here. This is your summary, and this is your description. Summary and description. Whatever you will write here, it will get. This produce mean what kind of data it produce. So let us see where it is. Uh, yeah. See, in response, what we are getting application JSON. It tell you like this API will give you a JSON response. Okay. Parameter blank mean we don't need to send anything. Okay. If I use any parameters here, then it will come. So parameter blanks mean we don't need to send anything. We are not sending anything here. But for other case, if you save anything like this, here we are saving anything. See here, I am sending one kind of parameters, right? One type of parameters. Okay. Okay. And few things like this, where we want to define some kind of objects, so what you can do, you can create a common objects. Okay. And in order to use that thing, we have to use hash. Then the name should be definitions, hash name, and the name of that object. So this task, if you close this, if you close this path, and go to the definition, see, I should have, yeah, I have this JSON object of task. So you can create multiple JSON objects, how you are sending those data or how you are receiving those data. Okay. You have to create those things. And these are almost the same. In response for 200, what response you are getting? For 400, what response you are getting? For 403, for 403, right? For 403, what response you are getting? For for five for 500, right? So these are kind of a test case. You will develop your integration testing case with this. Okay. So where I have done in get method. So if you check this get method, right now it is only showing the two kind of response which may comes. And since I added another two for 403 and 500, so if I open this, see, I told the client person, or the person who will do the integration, like this could be the possible uh, response. Okay. For 200 means success operation, for 400 invalid status, for 403 403 are for 403 are for validation error. Okay. Anybody have anything? 500 internal server error.
Hi, Firdous, I have one doubt here.
Yes.
For each request what we are doing, we have to do separate configuration in Swagger for that one, or it can be for general for every API request that we do.
Uh, sorry, no. For each request, we have to create a separate Swagger configuration. Okay.
Okay.
Like in Postman, right? Like in Postman, what they have provided, what we can do for each request, we have to do this thing. Okay. But the main difference between this and this is, see, this is in our control, right? This is in our control, and this looks better than the Postman, right? If I mean, for this, we have to talk to them. We have to tell them, hey, this is a post method, right? We have to send this headers in the body. We have to send body like this. Brother, this should be in capital. Capital mobile number should be a number. So this kind of communication we have to make with them, right? And what response should come, we don't know. What will come if there are any error, we don't know. So you have to run that thing again and send it through emails and everything. But if you create a Swagger URL for this, then what will happen? It would be very easier for you, right? You don't need to talk much. I mean, by seeing this URL, I will identify. Oh, I have to hit this URL. Okay, fine. And then once I hit this URL, I have to send any parameters or not? No, we don't need to send any parameters because no parameters are defined. So it's just a get method, and then what data I will get in response in Postman, I cannot define, right? I cannot define like what response I'm getting, or what should be the structure of our response. But through Postman, I can tell this, okay, you will get this kind of response. So by saying this, the UI person or the person who are integrating this, he can write his code in this way. Like, if I get a success code this, then I will get this. get even if we don't run this other two things, or he might not meet the condition for this other three things, like internal server error, okay, validation error and all those things. But by seeing this code, he can write his code in that way. In this way, your integration would be better.
I have one more doubt with this.
Yes.
Actually, Swagger it's for UI in order to give some how the API response should be, API request should be to the user. But we have to restrict this one to the production. It is not required in production, right? So how to
Yeah.
restrict in
Yeah.
the production?
See, what you will do, you will use this thing if it is in not in production environment. That's all. Okay. Mean mean. Let me show you. Restrict middleware in production using Node.js. Okay. So you don't want the Swagger to be used in production, right? No, no, no. Don't use logger also in production. Okay, we can. So actually, it's some kind of if condition we need to give. Okay, okay. One simple way, what we can do. We can determine something like this environment. And then inside our .env file, we can determine this equal to, if you're working on dev, we give dev, okay. And then inside server.js, we can tell if this env not equal to dev, right? Show you both examples. If I hide this thing, it will never work. Okay. So this thing will not work in dev. Let me see. So I am in dev, right? In environment I have given dev. So if I hit it, see I get what I get cannot get this, right? And if I change from dev to production, so suppose if we are in uh, sorry, what we restricted to use it in sorry, I have to do it here. I done it on other side. Okay. What we have done, we have restricted it to use it in production, as you told, right? So when environment is not production, then only it will appear. So it will appear on other environment, but not in productions. Okay. So if you do this, and now I will refresh since I am on dev. Okay. Okay. My environment is dev. not equal to production, right? So this should work, right? Let me see. See, it's work, right? Understand? And if I am in production environment, if I am on production environment, then this will not work. If I am on production environment, then this thing will stop work. Why? Why? Okay, it might be the server did not restart it at a time, or I might not have saved this thing. Save this thing. Let me restart the server. Sorry, when you do a configuration thing, you have to restart the server. Okay, then only it will read the configuration, or you have to give the redeployment. Understood? Anything else? Anyone have any question? Anything else? So I am expecting three things from you this week. I think last week we may have the last class. Okay, where I will explain you how you can deploy your code on different platform, uh, free account and those things. Did we miss anything? And then some microservice architecture. Okay, did we miss anything in any development kind of thing that that you need for development? And then you can develop a project by your own. And if you need any help from me, you can pay me. Okay, develop any projects. I mean, see, these are the things that you will need to develop anything. That only the repetition thing will happen, where you will just copy and paste those things. So in next class, I will explain you regarding those email and SMS service, then microservice architecture, and then I will tell you how can you deploy this code into cloud. Okay, then next onward, if you need any help from me, then I will be there, and I will try to start another class that would be from UI end. It would be either Angular or React or Next.js. Let's see. Okay. And if you want, then you also can join it from next month on that class, right? And meanwhile, you can develop some project. I would say develop one project by your own. I have tried to give you the maximum thing, the maximum knowledge which I have in a basic way. I mean, I did not try to teach you thousand things where you could not able to grab all the thousand things into your mind, but those things which are used in industry. Okay, those things which I use while writing the code. That these are the things which you need. If you master this thing, I think this thing is enough to learning Node.js. Okay. Other than this, next week I will explain you how to send SMS, how to send email ID. This Swagger complete implementation. I would request you to do those things from your end. In that way, it will brush up your knowledge also. Then next part, which I will tell you how can we create a microservice architecture. Okay, like like we have everything in one code, so we can divide everything into two or three codes, 2 or 3 4 codes, and then deploy those things on microservice architecture and see how they communicate with each other. And last, uh, I mean, we will push our code. We all will push our code in some free server, and then we can hit it from anywhere. Okay. And then on next month I will try to start the new class from the UI, where if I where we develop a project, then I will use these things on that project, and we can have a better view, understanding. Okay, so anybody have to say anything? No. Okay, that's it for